Welcome to Connect Youth Update for May 2020. This is really exciting for us. This is the first time we've done this. We've already not unmuted our own microphones to make this whole thing happen. So this is exciting. We've got loads of stuff to tell you about. But if you have any questions while we're going, the whole reason that we're doing this is so that you can ask stuff as we go. So if you need to post something in the comments, then we'll try and either answer them live or in the comments afterwards. Same goes for questions. Once we've finished, if you're watching this later on in the day, then just bob a question on there and we'll do our best to get back to you. And the same way, we're going to be taking this video from here live and popping it onto the Blackburn Dawson YouTube channel. So you can watch back there. Share the link with people you might want to let know about these events. And let's start to spread the word. And then next month, you can all come and watch live. It'll be amazing. All the links that we are talking about, all the things we're mentioning today will be in the description. So you should better just click on those and that will take you to what we're talking about. But less about notices from me, though this is all notices. So that's kind of a weird thing to say. But anyway, first thing up, let's talk Abide. Abide is our youth event that's taking place on the 6th, Saturday the 6th of February 2021 in Blackburn Cathedral. It's for 11 to 17-year-olds. It's just a wonderful mix of worship. We're going to have some speakers there just sharing some just encouraging, inspiring talks for us. We'll hopefully have opportunity to eat together. We'll get to connect and laugh, have good times, build relationships. And also engaging kind of some different workshops, dig a bit deeper into our faith, maybe look at some practical skills, as well as, it's a youth event, just have some just wildly amazing games that we're going to be taking part in and competing in. So the registration process or the booking process is a little bit different from what you might imagine. What we're asking is that leaders at the moment, you go onto our website, www.bdeducation.org.uk/youth/events/abide. I know it's long, but the link will be available. Click on there and we're asking you to register your group. And then what that means is when we open the bookings, that'll be on the 6th of July. That's a good few months out from the event. What we'll be able to do is young people will go on, book themselves on, and then select which group they want to attend with. So they will make sure that you are their leader for that event. So we're asking you to register. If you register your group because you're interested and it turns out your group aren't as interested as you are, don't panic. We're not going to be holding you to that. We're not going to charge you anything for registering. So if you're interested, go and register. And then if your group want to book, then they're able to do that. Next up today, I want to tell you about another live thing. Yeah, we're jumping in the deep end with this whole live internet malarkey. We are hosting some live youth work conversations on a brand new group that brings together a number of the dioceses from across the north of England and as diocesan youth advisors from across the northern province of the Church of England. We're going to be hosting, we're going to be inviting some special guests to come along as we kick off some conversations about both where we find ourselves in terms of youth ministry and youth work in lockdown and facing COVID-19, but also we're going to start to begin to reflect on what might be ahead of us, what might be in the future when we're in semi-lockdown or starting to unlock, as the phrase might be for some people. And we're going to start to look at that and reflect on it. The first one is going to be next week, Tuesday the 19th of May. That's going to be at 2 p.m. And the link should be available, though I may not have sent it today. So I'll make sure that's done and it's in the comments. But what you're searching for is live youth work conversations on Facebook, and that group should jump up to you. That's going to be every Tuesday on Facebook, and we're going to be taking those and posting them onto YouTube afterwards as well. So why not come along and join us for that? Again, you'll be able to ask questions and be part of that conversation. That's the whole heart and kind of passion behind this, is that we can have conversation about youth work live with people. So that's coming up next week. Number 3 this month is to tell you about It's Game Day resource. Game Day it's Game Day. If you've been looking at any of the framework stuff that's on Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat, I'll tell you a bit more about that later on. You'll know that Game Day has become quite a big thing for the youth department and the digital team here at Blackburn Dawson Board of Education. We keep getting asked, strangely enough, while we're in this kind of Zoomy world that we live in and doing youth work online, what games there are. Time and time again, I'm getting emails saying, hey, what games can we play? What games could, have you got any, could you just? So to be helpful with the wonderful kind of conglomerate, that's the wrong word, isn't it? The wonderful group, the amazing individuals that are children and youth workers in our diocese. They've helped me to collate and bring together a whole group of ideas to have kind of an online game resource and document. I'm going to release those in series because it just helps us get stuff out there. But the first one should be available very, very soon. It's going to be free to download from our shop. It's going to be bright pink, so you will not miss it. And it's called It's Game Day. It's going to be great. So if your group is big or small, hopefully these games would work to play with your youth group, to play with your young people, and just kind of continue to build that community and relationship that you would do in real life, but when you're at a distance, when you're on the internet, looking at their faces, while they sit there trying really hard not to make eye contact with the camera. All right, the last thing to tell you before we show you some other things that other people might be up to is to tell you about another document, another resource we've put together. This one's possibly a little bit more serious than games, but it is more serious. We have felt in this season that it is right for us to provide some documentation, some support for clergy, for youth and children's workers, for church communities and church families, to be able to support children and young people who are impacted by coronavirus deaths. So that's young people that would naturally go to a funeral in normal circumstances. They'd rock up there, they'd be with their families, they'd be, a priest might be able to sit alongside them, a youth worker, a church family would gather around a family and support them, both physically with need, but also just be able to put an arm around them and love them. But we realise that's really difficult, and attending a funeral via Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Zoom isn't quite the same. And so we wanted to seek to be able to provide something that just asks some really key questions, but also gather some really helpful advice for people supporting children, young people. And that includes parents. We've got some really good stuff on there that points parents towards some great advice. And that's our Supporting Children and Youth Work Impacted by COVID-19 Deaths. Snappy title, but that's available in our shop. That's free to download, much like the Game Day resource. And we'd love that just to be shared. So if you think there's someone that might benefit from just seeing that and having some of the knowledge in that, knowing the links that are taking place, and especially if you're a youth leader or you're a parent and your church leader won't have seen this, please just pass that on to them. We love that resource to resource people and to just help support people who are therefore then going on to support children and young people. So that's free to download and available for anyone. So share that far and wide as you would like. All right, I'm going to stop gassing now, but here are a few things that we wanted to let you know about that you may not know about already.
We've got some fresh new young talent.
Hi guys, this is The Way.
The Way.
This is our new YouTube channel. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Mark. We're gonna have so much fun. It's a YouTube channel for you, isn't that amazing? So you're sitting there, you're like, oh my days, this is for me. I can't believe it. So we're going to be talking. We're going to be doing lots of fun things, discussions. What else are we doing, Kaylee? Challenges.
And we'll be using lifestyle and fashion and music and everything else you can think of to look at how you can share your faith as a young person.
All right, hit it.
So, if that sounds good to you, hit subscribe, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, links are below. Subscribe is probably here or there.
So stay tuned to see what we've got coming out.
Yeah, and enjoy.
Bye!
Bye!
Hopefully those were really helpful to you, and that they're things that you might be able to take advantage of and use during this time. Yeah, we've taken quite a lot of care to try and pick the right things that might be helpful for you and your young people. I mentioned it earlier on, the framework, that's Clayton Central on Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat. And we've launched something that aims to be, and it's the Board of Ed team, it's mainly I'm going to name drop them because that'll be mean to them, but Lindsay and Dave in our digital team, myself, and maybe a couple of guests along the way. We've recently launched something that we kind of loosely term, say loosely, it's quite official, the framework. And that seeks to be something that connects with our social media, content that meets with young people. The aim of that is obviously to reveal who Jesus is to them, and hopefully for them to become disciples of him, for them to find out a little bit more about how much he loves them. And the aim of that, I guess, is that in the end, that they find themselves in a youth group or a church going, tell me more, I want to know more about Jesus. But equally, it's not just us going, hey, let's create an online youth group. Far from that, in fact, it is us hoping to model something for others, for youth workers, for church leaders, for church communities, church families go, we want to connect with young people, and we can do that through social media. And this is something you can adapt, you can adopt it to help you share the gospel with young people. We're going to be posting daily throughout the week on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and essentially we've taken the basic sort of youth group model, and we've created those into posts, hopefully posts that engage, inspire, and provoke young people to explore who Jesus is further. That's a real desire for us, is that actually social media is something that can be kind of grabbed by the church, when quite often we've been slightly shy to use it and maybe a little bit scared, maybe a little fearful, but actually to grab hold of it, particularly in this season we find ourselves in, stuck at home in lockdown, facing a pandemic that we're not sure when we're going to be able to spend time together again. To hopefully be able to equip people to look at that and say, do you know what, that's not that difficult. We can connect with our young people, but also connect with their friends and encourage them to meet with Jesus and inspire them to ask a little bit more. So if you want to search, you can find us. If you search for BDB of E on Instagram and Clayton Central on TikTok and Snapchat, you'll be able to find us and follow us and see those and see how that kind of develops and see what we've got to offer out there. We're really excited about it. We hope you are. So please go and check it out. That would be brilliant. And lastly today, before I bid you farewell, is to tell you, just remind you about Abide. Abide is our worship event, our big youth event for 11 to 17-year-olds, taking place on Saturday the 6th of February 2021 at Blackburn Cathedral. We hope at Blackburn Cathedral, but we are also planning as if this will definitely happen, but if it doesn't happen, physically, we want to make sure there is something there in the digital realm as well. Just to remind you, that's times of worship, there's talks, there's chances to eat together, connect, laugh, do some workshops, just dig deeper into what it means to be in relationship with Jesus and what it means to be in relationship with each other and what that means to be part of the body of Christ together in one place. That is Abide One. That's the title we're looking at, kind of how we are one with Jesus and with each other in community with him. So if you're a youth leader and you want just to see and just kind of throw it out there to your group later on, get along, register at bdeducation.org.uk/youth/events/abide, and you'll be able to register there. register up. We're going to open bookings on about the 6th, beginning of July, for your young people. If you're a young person watching this because you love to watch loads of notices about youth work, then brilliant. We love you guys. Nag your youth leader to register, because you can't come to this unless they've registered. So on that last note, encouraging youth leaders to get nagged by young people, we want to say to you guys, youth workers, church leaders, children's leaders, whatever your role is in church, serving our under 18s, we love you guys. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep going. This is a really tough season, we know that, but we love you guys. We're so inspired by what we're hearing, what we're seeing, the amount of Instagram accounts, Facebook accounts, things that are bubbling up, people on YouTube. This is such a time of creativity and innovation, and we're really inspired. If there's stuff that we can help you with, please do come along. I don't know where you're coming along to. Bob us an email, catch us on, lob something to us on social media, and we would love to get alongside you and support you. And equally, if you're sat here going, hey, we've not done anything and we'd like to, get in touch. We would love to share some of those ideas with you and help you get something started for your young people in this time. But keep going. You guys are amazing. We love you. God loves you. Keep serving him. You're incredible. Take care. See you in June.